does not fuck smash my door.
Come on, Charles, don't do this.
Is that a bad word?
Christina Aguilera, hi. The ex-NBA.
You fucking look like rock stars, huh? And now we are a fucking bunch of wanko.
Michael, this is Toto. Can I just send you an email? No, Michael, that was so not right. Sorry? We went car racing.
Meeting before we went out on Friday, or whenever it was.
Yeah.
When was it?
Thursday.
Nice.
No, Friday.
Friday, yeah. We did it before then.
Yeah.
Little exec meetings, boys.
Mm-hmm. So what
It's gone
actually...
all quiet now, look.
So what...
What, are we rolling again?
Yeah.
I always do this every week, don't I?
So before we get started, though, I do need to just make sure you're all right there, Boyd, because you got sick, didn't you?
I didn't get sick, mate. I was hungover and didn't want to come out of you lot.
Oh, right.
Simple as.
Oh, because it sounded... You made it sound like you were dying.
Should we start the show?
You start the show.
Guys, it's Formula Fun 3 pre-time with Ben Mills, Brad Keenan and Boydie Moore. We've got lots in store for today. Exciting stuff, good games, debates, you name it. Sit back, relax and enjoy the fun. What's on the show today, boys?
I'm actually,
Are you going to do the intro?
I'm actually blown away. That was pretty good.
That's a really good intro. Like you practiced
the
that.
one
Is that why you didn't come out on Friday night?
To be fair, that is my only job of the week. And that's it. After that's it. That's it. Everyone knows I don't do any input on this show.
Just like you didn't put any input in on Friday when we all went out.
Shut up. You was all home at fucking 9 p.m. anyway, you pricks, weren't you? Brad DNF'd. He fucked it off. Them lot were still laughing round. Moral of the story is I didn't show up on a night out with the boys. The boys had the ump. That's it. Let's put it to bed.
Didn't have the
Let's
ump.
move on.
You just owed me 20 quid.
Brad, what's coming up? Let's go. What are we doing?
Well, we've definitely fell into a format now. So we have the news coming up, which is Ben's going to run that. And then we'll be swiftly moving into what is going to be the best game we've ever played. And you know I don't like to hype things up, but this time I have fucking nailed this.
This is the best game ever.
If this isn't the best game anyone's ever played about Formula One, then I've let myself down. And
is this actually? Is it the best game or the best named game?
No, it hasn't even got a good name. The game is that good.
So
it doesn't even need a name.
You didn't even bother with the name.
Didn't even get time to, because I was. There's a tech component brought into this, which did consume a lot of my time this week. I had to learn something new, and then we'll be finishing off with the debate. But first of all, what did you guys think of the race today?
Wow, where do we start?
I think we should start with qualifying because FP1 and FP2 are really boring. But I think this is going to be a running theme for me through the whole of this race is Nicholas Latifi.
No, don't get me started.
Why is he why do they even put him out on the track? Surely it costs them more money to enter him into the race than it does for him to race.
It's painful. It is literally painful. I don't know how he's still there. He only finished 18th because 2 cars DNF'd. Yeah. That's his best.
I bet he's like, I should have DNF'd before then.
Yeah. 2 gearboxes went, woohoo.
If Formula One was WWF and it was all scripted and planned, then I would understand what Latifi's purpose is, because he's kind of like the fall guy. So he was the only reason
he's the Doink the Clown.
Yeah, he was why Max Verstappen won last year. If he hadn't crashed, then that wouldn't have happened. So I feel like he's almost a sacrificial lamb that's put out there, and they say, right, could you just go and crash on that corner now? Like, it's all scripted.
Yeah. He's like a virus, isn't he? He's just literally, he's like COVID for F1 COVID.
Latifi 19.
He's LeCovid.
I would say he's more like one of those. He's one of those banana skins in Mario Kart. That's just on like someone threw on lap 1, and then you just got to try and avoid it on every lap round for the rest of the track. Or he could
be called COVID 20 because he's only ever in P20. COVID 20. No, I do. Yeah, I think he's got to go though. He has to go. He's a nice fella. Really
is he
nice
though? Do you know him? Have you met him? He's Canadian.
You know the conference thing. They only get them in little groups and they're in 5s and they go, let's start from right. So
am I in with Nicholas? No one's going to ask me any questions.
Have I got this?
So like they ask him. Come on.
I got this right? I think I heard that the order that the paddocks are set up in is is like, so the biggest losers have to walk the furthest
all the way to the end.
That's brilliant.
So Williams have been at the far end of the paddock for 5 seasons now, I think. Maybe 6.
Yeah, they have to even get little scooters down there, didn't they? Electric scooters, because it's a little bit far. To be fair, that
Latifi's still at the back of the queue.
Latifi needs to catch a fucking plane, mate, somewhere. That's how far down it is. That paddock thing, though, is the sort of thing that we probably would have come up with one of our F1 ideas, really, isn't it?
Yeah, well, you have to if you're last, you have to walk the longest. a literal walk of shame every race.
Yeah,
Very
they showed
good.
actually today like some old school footage of like this track and that, and like there's the bottle. It was a bit like what we said, like Brad's idea. The little bottles were normal, tiny bottles of champagne, like, and they were just like going. It looked really pony.
My other nugget of information that I've been qualifying is George Russell being a grass.
Hold on a
which
minute.
Brad shared a picture.
Hold on a
of.
minute, Ben.
It's yours, but I put it in.
That's
news.
my note. It's in the show notes. It's something I observed. So don't go swooping in trying to claim. Yeah, but I was going to after you stopped speaking. So what I noticed when I was watching the qualifiers this morning, the 6-minute version, which is like just all of the interesting things that happened in 6 minutes.
Yeah, not the hour-long version when nothing happens.
It's boring. George Russell being a grass, I just thought it was brilliant, and it wasn't just brilliant because he grassed up Norris. He was like mega unsafe release there by Norris, so he actually got in there with making sure we knew exactly who it was, so he could be a little grass.
Yeah,
that's all I got.
They grass out. They just grass each other up through the whole race, through the whole qualifying. Everything is just like they're like, bloop. That was really unsafe there.
Did you see him as well moaning about pigeons on the bend?
No.
Yeah, he did.
There's been a lot of pigeons because it's right by the beach. There's a lot of pigeons on the track, and then it comes. The radio comes up. You get that little bit of excitement. Like, is he going to say something interesting? He goes, "Pigeons on turn 4 again."
Again, they're back.
Fine. Yeah. So pigeon chat from Russell. Yeah. To be fair though, I mean,
where do you stand? Where do you stand on the qualifiers? Because I feel like it's one of these things that people pretend they really enjoy, so they could sound like nerds. It's so boring. It's good on Drive to Survive because loads of stuff seems to happen.
Because it's not in any order and it's actually all completely mental.
Yeah.
And if the logic, have you on YouTube? There's someone who's does a YouTube channel which is Drive to Survive Logic, and they just show you clips of Drive to Survive where they're talking about something and it's like a completely different race that's happening while they're talking. Like some nerd's gone, well, there's someone crossing the line in Baku and they're talking about Monaco. Like it's someone really pulling it apart. That if you actually watch it, you realise that it is mental.
I've got to say, I prefer their version of qualifiers to real life.
Because there's one bit where he goes, as the sun goes down in Azerbaijan or something like that, and like the pictures of a sunset in France. It's like, just find me a sunset in the edit somewhere.
It is good, but no, I agree with Brad. It is. I feel like it's a bit too much as well. I think they should sack off the Friday bit. They should have one.
Well, they have to test, don't they, to get the cars ready for the qualifying.
Well, you mean it just shouldn't be on TV?
No, actually, no, Ben's right. I'm just trying to say they should maybe do the practice in the morning on the Saturday, and then they do the qualifying in the afternoon, but with sack off the Friday completely.
But then, like, that means there's just cars going on the track that have like been on the track for an hour.
Tough shit. Then
it would make it. Yeah, you're right. It probably would make it a bit more interesting. They have. But because of Parc Fermé, after qualifying, they can't. Like, once they go out on the track for qualifying, they can't. Once they come off Q3 is ended, they can't touch the cars. They can't. It
shows anything. How much Red Bull are on it though, because even Perez had an old P unit put in his car for today's race, and in my head I was thinking that could definitely go wrong. Something could go wrong here, and it was absolutely fine. He was still thundering around, and they fixed Max's gearbox instantly.
Yeah, but it's an old power unit. It's like it's not an old.
It's brand new.
Brand new. It's been used. Like, if someone was to sell you something,
they've just broke the seal on the box.
This is done 2 miles. You go, it's basically new. They make out like it's from 10 years ago, and they've dusted it off out of an old cupboard and go, this will probably work, won't it? Last used by Damon Hill.
18 laps. That has.
If it was on eBay, it'd be like mint condition, like literally used.
I bet it is in mint condition.
But Max's car could literally be exploded into about 1 million bits, and they'd still fix it in time.
They've done, and they have done.
I bought an exercise bike. This is related to this. This is the power unit, and I bought it off this old geezer. And it's a really decent exercise bike. And I said to him, "Oh, why did you
Peloton?
Techno gym, so sort of similar to Peloton." I said, "Oh, why do you sell it?" He goes, "Oh, I've been using it quite a lot, and just really sort of more getting into running now." So I thought he'd done quite a lot of miles on it. He'd left his profile on it, and I switched it off, and he had cycled for 8 miles.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
He obviously just got fuck this. It's too
downhill as well.
But he lied to me. Like, he didn't need to lie to me. So that's basically the power unit. It's like, oh yes, he's old.
I would have texted him and gone, mate, how many miles you done?
Do you want some more money for this?
Fucking
peeling
hell,
off
mate.
the plastic.
I rolled you over. You mugged him off.
Onto the Grand Prix. Did anyone watch the national anthem?
Yeah, I thought it was all right.
I thought it was like a shit Bond theme. Like, it was
but she sounded quite good. She was in tune.
But she was dressed like Batgirl.
Yeah,
What was the one with
to
the
be honest,
guy
I
did,
thought of you, Boyd, when it started and it zoomed out from her. I thought Boyd's going to be going, oh, hang on a minute here. What's going on? She's nice. And then as it was zooming in,
She's got some pipes on her.
yeah, that's what you were not listening. You were just going, okay, she's thumbnail hot from a distance. I now need to open the
Yeah, I can
image
imagine.
full size, and as it zoomed in, that's all you were thinking at. But why did they push Max Verstappen out front like it was
I felt really bad for him.
like it was an
a bit weird, wasn't it?
assassination, or like it was
Yeah.
about to get shot?
He's like, you're the
He's gonna
go
hang
forward,
him.
Dutchman.
Yeah.
Go forward. He's, you can see him kind of like, I've kind of got to stand here.
It did look like it was going off there, though, when it was like, if you imagine you'd been there today,
300, was it 305,000?
300,000. Yeah,
That's like the
Imagine you'd
biggest
been there
crowd
today,
ever
though.
at a Dutch Grand Prix.
How long
Imagine
did
you've
it
been there
take you to
today,
get
I'll start
bored of
being
the McLaren references to orange? It was like, yeah, okay, we get it. They were like, ha ha ha,
orange,
Norris, they're all supporting you
Keep
because
it
they're wearing
higher.
orange. You got an orange hat, and then it was like cut back to the commentators, and they said the exact same thing.
Yeah. And then they talked about Sky Glass or Sky Q. and
Talking
then
about
back to-
Lando Norris, have you seen he's split up with his missus?
I thought
and
you'd
he's
mentioned that.
And he's already ratting on some Dutch model. Apparently took her to McDonald's.
No, he never.
No word of a lie.
Really?
Yeah,
Drive through.
I've got it here.
His mum took them.
Drive through his fucking F1
DRS
car.
through McDonald's, get into Bay
No,
1.
I'm going to show you. I even, where was it?
I bet he screenshotted it. I bet his mum had to take him
Where is
because
it?
he can't go on his own. Hamilton nearly collided with Sainz on the first lap.
Yes.
That was nearly a. Oh, there we go. Look,
See that? Look.
we can't really see it because
See
we're on
it?
an audio. We're an audio
Yeah, it
podcast.
doesn't work,
There
boy.
it is. Look. See it?
Mystery beauty invited to McDonald's, but that's such a
What?
like. Let's go to McDonald's. Yeah, let's slum it.
Oh, Danny Rick.
What credible news outlet have you used for that information, Boyd?
Mail Online, my little
Oh, right, okay, so it's
Mate,
definitely
you've got the
true.
Mail Online app.
Yeah, I read it on the train.
Hey,
and
where
that.
do you think Boyd
you're
gets his...
sad.
After I've listened to our podcast and had the best train journey in ever.
Ferrari pit stop with Sainz.
Absolutely.
They did bring.
fucking
So they only
great.
bought 3 tyres out.
And when they realised they didn't have the tyre, they all just stood there. No one even ran. Or done
There was no
anything.
running, was there? And then they left. They
Absolutely
threw the
great.
spare bolt thing gun in front of Perez. He had to drive
Yeah.
over it.
Oh mate, and then signs he come out. I mean, they're going to have a lot of fines this week, aren't they? Old Ferrari.
Oh, Binotto was on the was it on Sky, and he was like going, "It's a mess. It's a mess.
Yeah,
It's a
he actually
mess."
admitted it's a mess.
It's
Didn't
a
he? He goes,
mess,
It was
yeah.
just a mess.
Do you reckon
didn't
like
he?
one
They
of
are-
those
they are
guys who works in the pit, do you reckon it's just this quantum leap situation? Like Sam Beckett has just
Everywhere.
leaped into his body and he's gone, oh boy, and he just does not know how to connect the wheel on. Driving over the wheel gun.
Or do you remember the old Batman and Robin show when it'd freeze and go, find out next week, same time, and I imagine it was the wheel just about to go on, and you go, is it going to go on? Is it?
But
not
even the
gonna go on?
commentators were saying they were going, yeah, we're going to go to Plan H. And they said like the alphabet strategy. It's just like they've got every single one.
Well,
Mate, it was
I
bad.
was listening to someone talking about this. Then, so obviously they got the strategists, and they've got like quantum computers at Red Bull that run millions of different strategies that could happen. So they run every possibility of what every team could do, how they can strategize in the right way to get everyone out, which is insane. But obviously Red Bull lost that lead like 3 or 4 times. And I thought Lewis actually had it at one point, but the safety car fucked him.
Yeah.
But I was going to say before we get on to the next thing, Ferrari pit crew are basically the Latifi of pit crews. I've decided.
Pretty much. They need to be sacked. Mate, that's like literally saying this is the worst analogy ever.
Oh, yeah, take that, Boyd.
You're a diver, a professional diver, and there's no water in the pool.
No,
on,
that doesn't work.
Shock.
Hold on.
That doesn't work.
Worst analogy ever.
It's not an analogy.
No.
You said something.
Just some
Shit
words.
hit.
What was really annoying is McLaren pit crew were fist bumping after their little pit for Norris.
What time did they get in the pit though?
It was quite a good one. It was 2.4.
Well, I'd be fist bumping at 2.4. Wouldn't you? Me and
No,
you, we're
2.2.
standing there. Your front
Well, if
right.
me and you
I'm front
did it-
left. We do it. It comes up 2.4 seconds. There's no fucking way you wouldn't lean over and go, Brad, bosh, like that. And you just
Yeah,
put
but
your
we
fist
wouldn't
out.
be getting 2.4, would we? We would be going, oh my God, oh my God, oh my
No,
God.
I'd be like Sam Beckett. I'd just be going, oh boy.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Also, you've probably got in your notes, Ben, what the fuck happened with Sonoda today as well, with the fucking him going tyre and arm properly, tyre and arm
That was
properly.
weird.
What?
And then they
Don't
did
do
they
that.
did a big they did a big performance where he did a weird
What's my
impression.
impression? Sorry.
Yeah, it's
You
a
did
bit
a really
racist.
weird
though.
racist,
It's
quite
impression.
racist impression there.
What's the impression, isn't it?
And I think it's important for people to call out other people for
Yeah,
sexism,
no, I think that
fine,
was.
It's not. I'm not being.
Boyd,
I'm
we're
not being
calling you
out.
out.
Yeah, I
Right,
think that was a
fine.
bit.
You've been cancelled.
Well, if
Anyways,
it was
we'll
Ricardo,
move
I'd go
on.
like tyres on.
Yeah,
arm
so
properly,
he's.
guys.
Well, of course he's gonna know that the tire isn't on properly, but he also thought his seatbelt was undone as well.
No, see, I don't think it was that. I think something happened where they would look bad had they have done that. So when they called him back in, they did a big performance. That the reason he had come in was because of his seatbelt. So they
Not because they put the wrong tires on.
not because they put. So they were going, oh, seatbelt, and then they were like playing around, and it was a bit overacted. And then he just went off and just pulled over again, and then caused the
And then
safety
everyone
I
changed their
think
tyres
because
and the
that
whole
brought
race
out the
changed.
safety car, and obviously they're a Red Bull team. Red Bull needed that safety car.
Ben, I think you're mixing up
There's
the
chat
podcast, mate. You're thinking about your
I've got to get in the
conspiracy
mode. I've got to get in the mode
podcast.
because I'm doing a conspiracy podcast later, so I need to get into that mode. But that people have said that there's also another rumor we've skipped over our rumors section, but there is a rumor that Red Bull have been dipping into the AlphaTauri budget for this season, but I don't believe it because I think they're just smashing it. Again, I've noted here Latifi. Surely it's cheaper for him to just not start, which I've already said, but that's in my notes again.
Here's a question for you: who would you rather go on holiday with, Latifi, right, or the guy from Rich Energy Drinks?
Oh, the guy from Rich Energy Drink.
All week.
I'll just be doing.
You
I'll be doing,
gotta go on holiday
I'll be
with
doing
him.
a little Joe Williams filming of him like all week.
No, I think I go. I just don't like that geezer's creepy beard.
Yeah,
I just
you've
think
got to
I'd
go on
like
Scully.
holiday. It's an all-inclusive package. You cannot leave the resort, and you have to.
He would
sunbathe
only
next
drink
to
Rich
him,
Energy Drink.
swim
though,
with
still.
him, and you have to go to lunch with him, and you have to sleep in the same room as him. And there's no way that geezer hasn't got like, what do you call it when you forget you're living when you're asleep? You know.
Oh, no, you mean sleep
sleep
apnea?
There's no way that guy doesn't just.
Yeah, he's got sleep apnea.
Just wake
100%.
up. It's no way. His beard. How can he breathe through that while he's asleep? And you can
I
hear
think
his
that's night
beard
terrors
rustling,
as well.
His beard
Oh,
moving
imagine
on
him
his
as well
body.
going
while
like,
you're
Little
sleeping.
little squirrel climbing out of it.
Imagine him as well going, can you like lotion up my back for me? I can't get to the back area. You'd feel like, mate. just
I
get
reckon
away
he
with
has
that
night
greasy
terrors as
beard.
well.
Yeah, fuck that. We're caning him off now. We need to stop being out of order.
Oh wait,
No,
we've got a whole
And you've got to
still-
drink rich, and you can only drink rich energy drinks all week as well. With
Yeah, you'd
like,
have
mixed
to.
with
I
alcohol.
think you'd have to because
So you've got to have
you
a
can't. They
vodka
don't exist.
rich energy or a rum and rich energy.
I don't want to jump forward to my Rich Energy
Bit.
section
Your
of
bit.
my bits, but yeah. But I do want to talk about Danny Rick seeing out his notice in style. Absolutely, just driving around as slow as he can. Did you not watch?
Well, he's been doing that
Yeah,
anyway.
but he's making
before
it look
he
like,
trounced him,
like when
mate.
he left Renault, he actually put some decent laps in afterwards, and it was like he wanted to go out in
Because
style.
they did treat him with respect, didn't they? Whereas McLaren have told him like they're like, yeah, I want to stay or I'm staying, and they'd already signed someone else anyway. So I think he's just like, oh, I'm just going to come dead last.
Worst thing he
Except,
did was leaving.
but Latifi's
But then in
really
fairness-
stopping that happen.
In fairness to him, it is a pretty dangerous thing to do. So if you were leaving, why would you put your life at risk going any faster than you needed to?
Yeah,
I can't work out if I'm going to be upset if he leaves or not because he's like you said, he's a big face and a big name in F1.
and a big
but
nose.
Did you see when the national anthem was on stage? Everyone was standing there, all like he was just like doing all this weird dancing, like as if he was like in a club. Did you see it?
Of course,
Yeah, but
it was. That was a banger.
Yeah, it was
Bond
that
banger.
worst type of music they were playing, and the DJ was singing, and it was so shit.
Yeah. Everybody.
It was like Ibiza versus the fucking. It's weird, mate.
Yeah, that's what
Weird,
that's
mate.
what Lance
Another
Stroll
one he
said,
ended.
didn't he?
Stroll said it.
Yeah,
Didn't he? I feel like
it's
I'm
like
in
Ibiza. I
Ibiza.
was like, ugh.
I can imagine
bumping
Stroll
into
says
him.
Ibiza.
I feel like I'm in Ibiza. I just love it.
Yeah, Stroll says Ibiza. Definitely says Ibiza.
Man, the funny thing was, like, as he was-
Ibiza.
As he was on the screen, I was thinking, I don't know what I think about Stroll. And Brad just texted me and he's such a mug.
He's such a mug.
It's fair play to his racing's got better, but I still absolutely hate everything about him.
Yeah, it is all it is.
The Ferrari radio, I've got down here. They're just such a defeatist attitude. Like we're going for P5. We're just gonna go for P5.
They're just
Give
so
up.
bad.
Give up now.
Was it Jensen Button or someone today went? Oh no, it was Rosberg. He goes,
That's another geezer I
F2
don't
and
like.
F2
Oh,
and
yeah,
F3 have got better.
he looks like. Firstly, he looks like.
Looks like Ken, the Barbie doll, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, a bit, but I say he looks more like a Thunderbird. He looks like a Thunderbird, but like
Brains.
a Thunderbird like villain, where he's like in a villain, like in like this evil lair, and he's a Thunderbird.
This podcast
Nico,
is
Team
basically
America.
us just saying bad things about anyone in Formula One, like liking something, but equally hating everyone who's in it. He annoys
No,
me
because
for
I love
two...
Danny Rick.
Yeah, I do. I like Danny Rick. I don't want him to stick around.
I love Sergio Perez.
Everyone
I love
likes-
Max Verstappen.
We love all of them. We
I
wouldn't be
love
doing
George
this podcast.
Russell.
We
Everyone's
wouldn't be doing this-
mega.
We wouldn't be doing this podcast if we didn't like F1 and like all the drivers. It's just, do you know what I mean? We're just
Except for Lance Stroll and Latifi.
Who were we just talking about? We said we didn't like.
Rosberg.
Yeah, so
Rosberg.
why I
Rosberg,
don't like him, he
Rosberg.
does two things that annoy me. The first thing he does is he has his watch so far down his wrist. It's like,
Yeah.
mate, you know you
It's
can
like
get
this, like that.
you know you can get the bracelet adjusted so it fits you, and it's
Yeah.
hanging down here. It's like, mate, just fit it to fit you. And then the other thing that annoys me is when he's doing commentary, no matter what they're talking about, he goes, "Yeah, it kind of reminds me when me and Lewis were going head to head,
Yeah.
and then I won the championship." It's like we were talking about something completely different. How did you get to
Yeah.
that? Because it's kind of
Yeah.
like when me and Lewis.
Always bringing it back to himself.
Yeah, when Lewis won 7 and you won 1.
Oh,
so, yeah.
correction section, Ben. Last week you said
Yeah.
Lewis had won 8.
You'd won
Yeah,
7, yeah.
I noticed
Yeah,
that.
I noticed. I
actually.
didn't want to bring it up last week, so I thought I'd wait till this week.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
seriously.
Ben, 1-0.
Carlos Sainz unsafe release, which was definitely an unsafe release. He goes, "If I get fined for that, it's totally fake." It's like,
Is that where's he from? I don't know.
I don't know. I just go,
Red
I
Bull
jump,
bastard.
I jump in. Let me get in. I jump in. You can just jump in
He
them.
makes his own rules as well. He goes, I checked the release, he looked fine, don't worry about it. He just carries on driving. It's like, no, you've been
No,
fined,
mate,
mate. Like,
you've got a 5-second fine because you pulled out in front of him.
Yeah,
It's
I've done
totally
nothing
fake.
wrong. And
I-
he killed 7 pigeons as well. No, I didn't.
I was
He got on the
laughing because I
track.
was watching Drive to Survive, and I was watching when Hamilton got pushed off, and then he cut that corner, and he didn't have to give the position back to Max. Remember that? Right?
Yeah.
And it's like, so with Lewis Hamilton, when something doesn't go his way, he goes, "I've always had a target on my back. People are always after me." But then something else happens where he completely gets the advantage, and he just says nothing.
Yeah, he's a fucking nightmare.
I did feel a bit
Turned
sorry
in
for
on me,
him,
man.
mate. He got absolutely fucking done over on those tyres against that, mate. He could have won that if he.
No, I don't think. I think everyone did their job right. I think it was just their safety car came out at the wrong time. If the safety car hadn't come out, no one else would have changed their tires, and he would have fucking smashed it, and he probably would have
I've
won.
noticed though about safety cars is every single time I've seen it, it always plays into Verstappen's hands every single time. Like I just
No,
just
no.
don't
Oh,
get it.
yeah, I guess. But then it's whoever it plays into the hand of whoever's in third or fourth place normally. Like first and second kind of struggle the most. But George Russell calling it, going, I want the softs was pretty sick.
I told you, mate. He's quite bolshy, Russell. He'll just go, no, I want these ones. You don't tell him to. Whereas, like, fucking, there's no plan Z's with them lot, is there? Do you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
no, they're
Ben,
sick.
your impression of Russell
Mega.
is not ready. You need to work on it.
not
You
Russell.
can't-
Mega.
you
It
can't
just
start-
says mega.
I can't do a Russell. Russell's
No,
really
it's
hard.
really
to do.
hard.
There's that
So
guy.
I
That's
don't-
you've got a YouTube channel. He does an amazing Russell.
I don't have to just watch
You
him.
got
to
you
see
got to
what he
work
does.
on it.
Can you do a Kravitz, Ben? Down in the pits.
No, I could do a Lenny Kravitz. I've got some rumors. Gasly could be going to Alpine to make
Yeah,
it,
that's
because they want to make it an all French team.
That's quite
Yeah.
a solid rumour, actually. I think
Yeah,
that's
so they
about
want to
65,
they want to make it an
70%.
all French team, and
That'd be a decent
Schumacher
team. Yeah.
Schumacher could be replacing Latifi.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
So,
So
what about then Danny Rick going to AlphaTauri then?
no, I think
Just
AlphaTauri
fair
are
to
going to
see
get
that.
another Red Bull driver, like a Red Bull youngster in.
Let's call it now. Do we think we'll be seeing Danny Rick?
No,
next
I
season?
don't. Because the logic
You don't
of it
think we'll see
is
it?
he's in an okay car, right? He's not in the best car, but he hasn't been able to perform in one of the good cars. How is if you've got a shit car, you're not going to hire him, are you? Because you go, well, you couldn't even get anywhere in a decent car. So my rubbish piece of shit, you're not going to do very well in.
So someone said,
I think he'll take anything though at the moment. Like he will literally.
yeah, but so who's going to give him?
Mate,
anything? I think
IndyCar.
Haas mainly. Yeah, but or IndyCar. I think he'll end up doing like rallying or something like that.
Yeah,
I
maybe
think
not
he's going
rallying.
deep
That's
down, isn't he?
that's a bit too ballsy. I think he just
Difficult.
needs some. Yeah. He needs something where he can just hang out during the day, like NASCAR.
Mate,
or
rally drivers are
something.
the best drivers in the world. Better than
They're
Formula
so
One
good.
drivers.
But they're mental.
Like, they literally fucking power slide around the edge of cliffs in like mud at 160 mile an hour, and there's people spectating on the sides with a bit of string.
I've got a question
that's
for
the
you.
barrier.
Can you guys explain to me and for the listeners of the show, when there's a safety car, when the safety car pulls off, how do they know when to take off, or is it the person who's at the front?
It's
to
the person
side?
at the front
They
decides,
say,
but they
but
can't
say let's
overtake.
race.
They can't overtake until they cross the start finish line, but it's up to the person in first place when they start accelerating, so they can't ever go over him. So like Lewis actually accelerated too early, so Max had a
Max had
massive
a good
the whole
slipstream,
straight,
didn't he?
yeah. So, but if you saw that not Silverstone, was it in France when George Russell was behind Sergio?
Oh yeah, and he timed it perfect, didn't he?
He backed off a bit. Sergio didn't realise that he waited for the green to go past the flashing light. Sergio kind of his thing, and as soon as he saw the green light go, he went and just overtook him. So it's all based on who's in first place when they start racing, and then they can't overtake until someone crosses the start finish line.
Got it.
That's explained to you. There you go.
I think I understand.
Yeah.
Overall, it was quite a boring race until that last like 10, 15 laps when all them safety cars come out, and then it got really interesting.
Yeah,
I feel
it was
like
nice to see that Max wasn't leading the whole race, and he did actually at one point he was going to have to overtake Lewis, but the safety car put an end to that.
I mean, Lewis, bless him though, he was first, and he had Max behind him, then Russell, then LeClerc, and they just all done him one at a time each lap, and he just kept falling behind. He was you see, he's effing and blinding over the radio.
Yeah, I think he said on. I listened to an interview him just before we started, and he said it was just so emotional. He goes, I was leading, and then I just was overcome with emotion, and like I knew I was going to lose it, and it was just watching it slip away, going past me, which is a shame because I think he deserved top 3. He deserved the podium because he did race so well.
I won my little bet though, didn't I?
I didn't bet this week because I've been last week I was so bad.
Come on.
Speaking of losing, we're going to talk about Rich Energy drinks because we need to do an update. That everyone cares about this.
We said last week they don't sponsor us, and we're scared.
They don't.
Man.
No, we're not.
But they can't sponsor us.
Yeah, because we said that they're not our sponsors. We've now gone into attack mode, where now we want to understand what the absolute fuck is going on with this geezer, because it just doesn't make sense. So we've both done our own little bit of due diligence, and we found out some stuff.
Wow.
So.
But Ben, make sure that you just don't actually get us in actual trouble. So beware.
Oh, well, I'm not going to. I'm just going to say
anything
what I've
you
done.
say has to be in the public domain.
We'll bleep
and I'll say allegedly if I need to.
Well, no, let's just say everything from this point onwards. Allegedly, that's us covered forever.
Rich Energy Drink didn't submit any accounts in 2020 or for 2020. And someone started the winding up process, and now Rich Energy Drinks and Lightning Bolt Limited, the same company, they have been wound up and they are insolvent, so they don't exist anymore. And then, so I went on their website to think, oh, maybe I can just like order some Rich Energy Drink. Their website I've not seen a website that's under construction in about 10 years, and their website is under construction. It's got like a little GIF of like some roadworks going across. But he does own a stake in Wolf Jerky, but I'm not sure if it's actually Wolf Jerky or it's jerky for wolves. It doesn't explain. He's got 12 followers on Twitter.
Yeah, so safe to say that he's not the market leader that he explained. So we then looked at what because obviously Red Bull were the number one energy drink, everyone knows that. And then we looked at
then Monster, Rockstar, Relentless, those 4 are the big ones.
So we assumed that Rich Energy Drinks would be number 2, but it turns out they're not even in the top 10. So Red Bull sold in 2021, I think 3.2 billion worth of dollars worth of Red Bull.
That is a lot of energy drink.
It's actually more than that because that's just their primary product. And Rich Energy Drinks aren't even in the top 10.
Well, Rich Energy Drink, though, on their under construction website, they also state that they have 250,000 classic cans in stock and they're ready for sale. So they've only got 250,000 cans in stock.
I think if you went round that geezer's house, he would have
250,000.
It would be everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, how you could probably fit 250,000 cans in a couple of rooms in a house, couldn't you? If they were all stacked
easily.
up.
Yeah, easily. Because it's easy.
That's a game. We could do
Yeah.
that. He stacks it up in a house. You have to guess how many cans are in the room, and then you win.
Yeah.
Win all.
You win those cans.
You win all that
it's like
energy.
those sweets in the jar thing.
And his beard.
Cans
you
in a
cut it
house.
off, and you frame his beard and put it above your bed.
I reckon you could buy bits of his beard on eBay.
Oh, I bet his beard's got fucking fleas in it or something.
I bet it's got something. That's a bit mean, isn't it?
Wow.
He's like one of the twits. If there was two
Yeah,
of them,
definitely
Roll
one of the
Goals
twits.
twins.
There was something else I wanted to talk about, Rich Energy drink, but I've forgotten now because you thrown me off.
He's like Trolls, isn't he? I've got this feeling.
So apparently,
inside my bones.
he's also William Story is leading a consortium to take over Sunderland Football Club.
Who, the rich energy geezer?
Yeah,
What?
in May this was. But obviously, this is the same guy that tried to overtake Haas and then pulled out when they found out he had no money.
But that just
So-
sums up like today, as in the world we live in right now. You used to have to actually do stuff. Now all you have to do is just say something, and most people just believe you, despite the fact that there's so many liars out there. So you just go, "Oh, I'm an expert in this." Put it on LinkedIn. Boom. Everyone goes, oh, "Okay, that's what you are."
Rich
So
Energy.
he just needs to claim it.
Yeah, pretty much. I think he's. I love him. I've decided now. I've changed my
He's
mind.
your hero.
He's my hero. The skullet is what does it for me, mate. Anyone that's got long hair on the sides and bald on top. That's just anyone that's brave enough to do that. Genius.
I think, looking at your hair today, mate, I think you're probably heading that way, aren't you?
It's kind of
I'll
going
go with
less
the Pat
white.
Sharp.
It's going a bit
No, he's
less
got-
white now, isn't it?
He's got thick hair. I don't think Ben's at risk of losing his hair, but
I'm
I
not.
feel like he changes his hair a lot, and I think he's just going to actually shave in a skullet.
I
What
will
are
do,
you gonna
yeah.
do?
Probably
What's the next
actually,
move?
for IB for next year.
I had a little haircut the weekend.
Little beef for skull.
Little grade 2 at the sides. A little bit short.
When did you do that? The weekend?
Yeah.
Did you do it on Friday? Did you?
No. Yesterday. Little appointment. To be fair, the pictures you put in the group, you did look a little bit like Bottas, Valtteri Bottas.
Well, I was going.
Why?
I wanted to look like Bottas.
you
That's
do
the
look
look.
What, the one
weirdly
who
a
had been
little
on the
bit like
podium?
Valtteri, yeah.
The whole night you just kept going Valtteri, Valtteri.
I'm Valtteri Bottas now.
Yeah, fair play.
My favourite driver. I've got one more bit of news. I'm just bored of the Piastri thing. That's just that. That's not really news. It's just the statements.
He's got to be half decent if they've signed him. I don't really know.
Oh, I hope he has the worst season. Like,
Do you reckon Norris is a little bit nervous? Like,
Nah.
you would no.
All right, all this kerfuffle over Piastri, and I bet he's absolutely dog shit.
He's probably pastry, isn't he? Pastry.
Right, is it time for the Brad's best
Are you ready
game
for the
ever?
game? Are you ready for the game?
Go on, Brad. You got to do the jingle, yeah.
I can't remember what it is.
Just
It's game time. There you go.
for the game of the week with Bradley Keenan, or Bradley Sharp, as we call him. Right, sorry. Let's go.
It's a whole
All
lot
right.
of
So
fun.
the original idea for this game was: do you remember Through the Keyhole?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, which was Lloyd.
Who lives in a
Yeah.
house like
So
this?
before I get into the game, Lloyd Grossman, how the fuck did someone pivot from Through the Keyhole to making pasta sauce?
MasterChef.
Yeah, but is that how he was famous for MasterChef first, and then he did
Yeah.
Through the Keyhole, and then he made pasta
Well,
sauce?
it was MasterChef was his primetime show.
Right.
Through the Keyhole was his like Wednesday afternoon show.
But that ended up being the thing that most people will know him for is the.
Remember him for Lloyd Grossman, and I
Right.
think most people remember him for his delicious pasta sauces.
Well, that's the thing, and I until I had thought about this game, I hadn't questioned why the guy from Through the Keyhole made pasta sauce. So it's good to know that he was a master chef. So we're not.
He
doing
was
Through-
he used to run. Right, Lloyd Grossman is Lloyd Grossman also. Let's find out. I'm
It's
just
a
gonna
bit
do
where
a little
Ben
bit.
Googles something and pretends it's his information. It's just the internet.
No, I'm looking at.
You don't need
he's
to.
the
Let's
chairman
just-
of Royal Parks.
read
Okay,
it
no,
off the
no.
screen.
Yeah, just
No.
I don't need his Wikipedia page.
It's irrelevant, Ben.
Yeah, let's get into the game. So
I've got a video of him playing guitar. On
okay,
stage.
don't need it.
End,
So
end task, yeah?
do you want the game or not?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
We're
yeah,
playing the
yeah,
game,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Stop,
yeah.
Ben, stop derailing my feature
stop it.
by
You're
you trying to
confusing-
take over as Wikipedia guy.
Yeah, look,
What Ben knows.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
just Lloyd Grossman plays guitar for Jethro Tull now, so that's pretty
Google
mental.
Mills.
What?
Right, come on.
Yeah,
That is interesting. Tell me.
that is
tell me
interesting. Look, Grossman now appears on stage with Ian Anderson and Jethro Tull when they play concerts in England. So he's just that. They've gone. I love your sources.
The
Brad, I love the way
triple.
you
play
just
guitar
slagged that
for
off,
me.
and then you were just so interested.
Yeah,
You went, hang
triple
on, keep
pivot.
going.
He's in a punk band called Jet Bronx and the Forbidden.
Mate, this is all
and they had
lies.
reached number 47 in the UK
what are you
single
saying?
charts.
You need to
He can't
send
be
me this
lying.
after the thing. We'll validate this. But if he's done the quadruple pivot where he just picks a random
Food,
job out of a hat and does it,
Broadcasting, journalism, broadcasting, and punk rock. And he's actually American.
that's amazing.
Can we-
But you have
can we
to
play the
email
game now?
Yeah, yeah. So originally I was going to do through the keyhole where I went into people's houses and you had to guess who the person was. And then I thought that wasn't really technically possible. However, next week I will be playing that game because Lewis, friend of the pod, who he made me say that because his dream is to be called Lewis, friend of the pod, who's actually someone I work with. He's actually told me how I can play that game. However, today, instead of who lives in a house like this, we're going to be playing who has a laugh like this.
Oh.
All right. So I have loaded up 5 laughs into my podcast machine. And it took me fucking ages. It was really annoying. And then I'm
5 laughs.
I'm going to play the laughs, and then you have to say who they are. You
Okay.
get 20 points for a laugh, and then there's a bonus question, which is not a laugh, but it's still
Do we
a
get?
sound.
Is it multiple choice or is it we have to guess who's laughing?
You got to guess it. It's really hard.
Oh, that is
Brad,
really
can't you got
hard.
this little
I've-
machine, like the little.
Yeah, I
It's
got
a
buttons.
camera.
I got buttons. And the 1st
You've
one,
seen one. It's
I'm
the one
gonna-
I've got.
Yeah, I'm going to test the button first by playing just a random sound. Okay, this isn't a laugh.
Go on then. Oh yes. Oh mate, why didn't you do that when we started the game, you idiot? That was amazing.
Hold on. Welcome to Brad's game.
Yeah, that works really well.
Oh, it sounds like a massage parlour or something, doesn't it? You relax.
Yeah. Okay,
Well, I like
are you
that, mate.
ready?
That was clear.
Well, the
Yeah.
game's
Okay.
it's currently 3-2 in the series.
It's
to me.
3-2.
Call it Formula Laughs then. That's the game name. Formula
Mate,
Laughs.
so Ben's trying to take over my game. No, you are. No, I use
I'm
your
not
name.
making. I'm not
I've
taking
done
over your
nothing.
game.
Ben-
Took it
Ben's
over with your
really
like
butting into
internet
it, innit?
searching.
Ben, why do you
All
reckon?
right,
Yeah?
are you ready?
Lloyd Grossman plays guitar for Jethro Tull.
Okay, I need to decide which order to do this in. I think I'm going to start easy.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, this is quite quiet, so you have to listen. I'm going to turn it up actually. You listen?
Oh,
Oh, fucking hell. It's literally about a second.
can we have another
isn't it?
go?
Yeah.
Come on. We've got to have a cut. Look, can we do 3 of each lot, like each one?
Okay, listen. You want
One
it again?
Yeah.
I think this
Mate,
is the
that's-
easiest one.
I think that's Toto Wolff.
Yeah, Toto Wolff.
Toto Wolff.
Okay, so it's not
Toto.
Toto Wolff. I'm going to let you go again. But the interesting thing about Toto Wolff is he doesn't make sound when he laughs. So while I look for his laugh, he just goes. So it doesn't work for this game.
Because you're not allowed to. Or
This
he's
is-
got no
listen.
audible joy.
This is Toto's laugh. Ready? That's his laugh. Right. Do you want to hear it again? One more time?
Yeah, go on. Goodness, Steiner.
Boyd?
I want to hear it. I want to hear it one more time.
No, you've had the.
Shut up. Steiner, yeah.
It's Steiner.
Okay, you both
He's
get,
definitely-
both get 20 points.
Yeah. Brad's going to put. I've worked this out now. Brad's going to have picked 5 people he kind of likes. So there's a little clue there.
No, I the first ones I did, they were too obvious. So I went back in. The Steiner one, that's the easy one. The next one's a cracker.
Surely he's got Danny Rick's got to be on here, isn't it?
No, he was on there, but it's too obvious. Okay, so we've done Gun for Steiner. Let's go with this weird one.
What? Fucking hell! That's just like a little troll or something.
Who's that?
You-
I'll
you
do it
ready?
again. Yeah.
Oh my god, that is literally ridiculous.
Oh, that
I need to hear that at least
You get
another
one-
3 times.
we're going to cap this at 4 times.
Okay,
So
yeah.
I'm going to play it to you 2 more times. Listen carefully. I'll turn it up.
Mate, that is just
Is
literally
that-
ridiculous.
Max Verstappen.
No.
Go on, boy.
Right, we got one more.
One more,
go on,
listen.
haven't we?
Don't listen to the laugh. Listen to the tone, and then imagine that person speaking.
Yeah, but mate, it's hard. It's about 1 second. Right, go. Oh, mate, that is hard.
Ocon. That's my guess. I can't do any more guesses. though.
I'll give you a clue. It's a big name.
Oh, Fernando Alonso.
No.
Oh.
Hang on, how many goes you get?
That's it. I've had 3 guesses. Fine.
Okay,
Right,
boys.
you're
so
not
I get 3 goes now. Then
You get
to
3
try and get in
guesses.
front.
I'll play it to you again.
Don't play again because I didn't get it.
No. Sounds like a child, mate. Valtteri. Oh no, Valtteri. No, not Vettel.
No, you get one more
There's 2.
guess.
I said two.
I said
I've done
big.
one.
I
You
gave you a
said
clue.
Valtteri and then Vettel.
I said big name, and you went Valtteri
Checo.
Bottas. He
Checo.
came last today.
Checo.
No, both
Fuck's
fucked it.
sake.
That is Lewis Hamilton.
Fuck.
Oh, it is, yeah. Oh,
Shit.
Admit
Oh,
it's
my
best game yet.
idiots.
Best game yet.
yeah.
Yeah.
2020, still
Yeah,
2020.
it's quite a laugh, isn't it?
Okay, so
20 points
okay.
each still.
We've got 3 more left. You ready?
Yeah.
Oh, I know, Lando Norris.
Well done, Boyd. Boyd got it first. He said it first.
But he's got. I said Thingy first, and I said Gunter, and then he copied me. So I said Lando.
Yeah, but it's still, if you get out there, like me saying it
feel
first, it's like a buzzer, isn't it?
But I said Gunter first, and then he said Gunter, and then we both got 20 points. He said Lando, then I
Right,
said
fine.
Lando.
We
then he said
level. We
it was
level
right.
it. We level then.
Yeah,
You
level.
can have the Gunter.
All right, you're level. Okay, it's 40
Level.
points each.
I know that Lando laughed so much.
That wasn't
What
me.
was that? Is that then?
That was Ben. Ben taking over the game again. Ben, just play the game. Okay, so we've done Lando. We've done Lando. We've done Lewis. And we've done Gunther. Okay, we'll be moving on to the next one.
Leclerc.
Nope. Over to Boyd. Would you like to hear it again?
Yes, please.
Very similar to the Lewis one, actually.
Oh, Max Verstappen.
Russell.
Hmm?
Russell.
One more time.
Yep.
Max Verstappen.
Nope.
Oh, I've got a chance here. Oh, Alex Albon.
Nope.
Fuck. Oh, I know that as well. That's so I feel like
I know
we're
it is.
taking
I know
the
who it
piss
is.
out of
I know
him,
who it
mate.
is now.
It's funny because he knows it. Oh.
I know who it is. Oh. Who is it? I know who it is. I know.
Oh, Yuki. Is it Yuki? Or
No,
Gasly?
No, he's just saying people. Ocon. It's Ocon.
Okay, just pick someone.
Ocon.
Boyd.
Go Yuki.
Ben.
Ocon.
Yuki.
Yuki Tsunoda.
Yes! Get in there.
40-20.
Tyres now, I'm probably.
All right.
40-40.
So the final
40-60.
This is
Hang on, I'm in front, am I?
yeah,
40-60, yeah.
You got 60. Ben's got 40. This is the final lap before we do the bonus question. Ready?
Yep. Ricardo. That's Max Verstappen.
And Ben?
That again. Yeah, Max Verstappen.
Correct.
Damn.
Okay.
So I'll still win. I know.
No,
This
yeah,
level.
we've got bonus now. So you're winning, but there's a bonus. It's 80-60.
Is it 3-2 on games as well? So if I win this,
Yeah.
I'm level on overall games.
80-60, but the bonus is
The
the winner.
bonus is not going to be big points this time.
You're still going to get me
We're
up
still
to at
basically
least a
got to
draw,
give Ben
right?
the chance to win, innit? 'Cause
Yeah, it will. It's worth 30 points. There you
Okay,
go.
so I'll win. Yeah, right, okay, so I've got to get it right.
So this
It's
is
always-
this
it's
is not a
always more
laugh. This is basically what I've done is, everyone says Toto Wolff sounds like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I have a recording of either Toto Wolff or Arnold Schwarzenegger saying, "I'll be back,
Oh,
baby,"
mate.
and I've
fucking
tweaked
brilliant.
the audio, and you have to tell me who it is.
Mate, this is brilliant.
But
I'm loving this machine.
the
as
first
well.
person to say it, right? If you get it wrong, it goes over to the other person. So if you shout
Fine.
it quickly and you get it wrong, the other person, because there's only 2 options.
Okay.
Ben jumps the gun quick.
You
as well.
ready?
I might let you make a mistake, mate.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Oh my god, that could just be
Play again?
Toto. You got it's going to be 50-50, isn't it?
Okay, so Boyd said Toto.
Play
Hasta
again?
la vista, baby.
It is Toto because there's background noise.
Well, Arnold Schwarzenegger could be in a press conference.
Yeah, but he wouldn't say it. I don't think he
Well,
would
why
say
would
it.
Toto say it? Think about who he is as a person. If someone said,
No, I
do
don't think he
this,
would-
you
yeah,
think he
right.
would do it?
Yeah.
You think he would if you were in a Toto? If you went, oh, your
Brad,
voice
shut
is
up!
silly.
Stop giving. Just let him decide.
Play it again.
No.
Hasta la vista, baby.
I
Could be
don't
a
think
trick
it's either
question.
of them. I don't think it's
Interesting.
either of them.
Could it be someone from the podcast? Maybe.
I don't think it's them. Yeah, I don't think it's either of them.
Okay. And who do you think, Boyd?
What is that a possibility then? I just said Toto.
Hasta la vista, baby.
It is Toto.
Oh no!
Boyd wins.
Come on,
3-0.
3-3 on games. I'm up. It's on the championship race.
Let's just go through the laughs.
Hasta la vista.
Mate, I'm loving this machine, Brad. How much is this little baby?
600
set you
quid.
back?
Yeah, it's a podcast.
Grand.
Yeah, I'm not going to be doing sounds every week, but I think that was a good game.
It was
Mate,
a very
I like
good game.
that.
Well
And
done,
we
mate.
can definitely use that machine going forward.
No,
3-3.
It's done now. He's
3-3
got
is
to
the
give it
game to the
back.
game.
Can I get a round of applause, please? Like an audio round of applause that I've won this week or something? On
Yeah, I
the
think
thing? Thank you, guys. Thank you, settle. Thank you. You're beautiful. Thank you, guys. Settle down. Settle down. That Lewis laugh is fucking.
it's so weird. I don't think that's his normal laugh. He was being a little bit cheeky in like a video I watched.
Well, he's a little bit geeky anyway, isn't he? But he definitely weren't doing that today when he got overtaken. By
Yeah, he weren't laughing today, was he?
As they went past him,
So as we enter the final 15 minutes of the podcast,
Well, this
the
took
dad-
half an hour last week.
Yeah, well, I mean, we can run over if we need to. I actually know we've got the big race this evening, haven't we? Where
Yeah,
we're
which I was going
playing.
to mention that now.
Should
Formula-
we tell the audience about that?
If anyone wants to watch us race on, we're going to be doing races on Twitch, I guess.
This isn't live, so
No,
anyone-
we
No,
don't
but where
wanna-
people can look back
No
on
one's-
Twitch and see
No,
it.
but they're not going to want to do that bit. They're going to want to know what's going on, basically.
We're just going to
yeah, me
race
and
on
Boyd are
F1
going to come
2020.
last. The only thing is which
Well-
one out of me and Boyd is going to come last.
Oh, look, I love the way you thought about this, Brad.
Oh, it's obvious.
Let's just tell everyone listening what we're doing. We've all got PlayStations, Xboxes. We're going to have a 30-lap race tonight.
No,
on the
18
Dutch-
lap. We're not doing 30
on the
laps.
Netherlands track. No, it's 30 lap. Oh, it's
No,
18. Sorry,
we're doing
yeah.
18. There's no way I'm going to sit
We've
for
all
30
been
laps.
we've all been secretly sort of practicing. I'm going to throw this out there now as my little excuse. I'm the only one that doesn't have the steering wheel and the pedals.
The control. All right, so I don't
So
know how
I'm
you play
playing
it
off
on
of
controller.
Yeah,
I have
but
no idea.
James told me that you asked him to set his controller up, so like it was X and square was go and stop, so it was just all accelerator, all brake, like you were playing Sonic the Hedgehog in like 1995.
Mate, it's fucking hard because of the stick. You have to jerk it and you lose that power around the corners. But look, I'm preempting it. It's the sad thing is, anyone listening, there's 4 racers. There's only 3. There's 3 spots on the podium. Someone's not making it, but we'll let you know how
I'm
it goes.
fully expecting I'm going to get frustrated after about 3 laps and
Yeah,
just
leave.
fuck it off.
Yeah.
So if I'm
Yeah, but
there at the end,
Brad slowly and steady wins the race. Ben will
not the
100%
phrase.
spin out. He'll be trying to chase
Nah.
James. He'll spin out.
I won't. I know that James has got $3,000 gaming setup.
nerd.
Right.
James has got a proper simulator. He's like he's re-fucking vamped his house for this.
He's got a hydraulic suspension system in his
Yeah, I've just had the
house.
diggers out and that they've replastered all the walls. We're ready to go.
Yeah, he's got the 2017 Red Bull car cut out. He's
I did get excited. I did get excited when he texted us earlier. He goes, "What time's lights out?" I was like 8 p.m. I've got sweaty palms thinking about it now. But no, it
before
should
we
be-
get onto
should
that
be
thing
alright.
that's not part of this podcast,
Yeah.
we've got a debate.
We have got a debate, but before we jump into the debate, this is part of the debate. The term handicap is problematic. Now, I know you use it in golf, and the debate is that we will find a handicap system, but the term handicap is hand in cap. It refers to people begging. So we can't use that phrase. It's a little bit of education. So the term handicap comes from the phrase hand in cap. So like cap in hand, like asking for like someone to give them money. So we won't use that phrase, but essentially what we're doing is a handicap system because I don't know any
Yes.
other phrase for it.
Like
So
golf.
we will come
To
up
give
with
an
different-
advantage, maybe, or something.
give an advantage. So do you want to let's save yours, boy, because yours is normally the best one.
Mine's really shit this week. I must admit, I sort of forgot what it was this
Oh.
week, and then I've just made it up.
written
I've just
down,
made it up while we're sitting here, basically.
Oh,
so-
really? Okay.
Oh, that's a surprise. Well, let's go Ben first. You tell yours, and then I'll do mine, and we'll say, boy, give me a little bit more time to make one up.
Yeah. Well, mine, because I know that your advantage, disadvantage, that your kind of blocking system or your way of leveling the playing field. Yours is to stifle the better drivers or the drivers of the better cars, right? I can imagine that yours is to
Well, you don't imagine it. We walked through London.
Yeah, and you told me,
the other day, and
I'm
I told
telling
you
yours is going to be that. So I think we should be lifting up the drivers that don't have the better cars or the money to invest in better cars. So I think we're going to go back to one of the ideas I came up with before, which is to include the sprint race now in every race, and the sprint race starts with the championship standings in reverse. Also, every car in the top 10 has to start in reverse gear. So they have to pull away and then change into first, and then they can go. And that is it. Everyone in the top lower in the
mate.
in the bottom
Are you sure you didn't just
That
make
doesn't
that
sound
up?
safe.
No.
You've had all week.
It's not meant to be safe.
That's what you came up with. You came up with about 10 that were better than that when we walked through London. You
I know, but they were all
basically
too
reinvented
silly.
Mario Kart.
Yeah, they all of
It's
them
Mario
involved.
Kart Formula
All of them
1,
involved some kind of technical addition to every car that involved flinging.
You come up with electrocuting people while they were driving. We come up with random skids. So like your traction control just throws you off randomly. Like if you're at the front, it's like a virtual
But mine
sheet of
I
ice.
wanted mine to kind of lift up those other drivers. So I think that's an actual way would be every race starts in reverse order. So we all know that Max can come from 14th to first by the 12th lap. So
yeah, but that would only last one game, because the next time qualifiers, Lewis Hamilton will be going, "Oh God, I've forgotten how to drive this race."
No. You have to start at the back of the queue. You don't the qualifying is bad. So your qualifying is where you start. So it's a sprint race. So your sprint race starts in reverse order of the championship. So if you still want to win the championship, you need to win races, but you don't. So you've got to get to higher up from the sprint race. So you start at the back in the sprint race. By the end of the 100K, you've got to be at the front.
I mean, this isn't a video podcast, but can you gauge from my face how into that idea I am?
Well, this is
the fact you look like Valtteri Bottas will let you off. To be fair, mine's a load of old shit as well.
Hold on, Boyd. I've got mine to go. You
can
do yours last.
See how good yours is.
All right,
see how good yours is, then, mate.
I'm taking it as a compliment to save the best till last.
I did want to go with a system that penalised people for being good, and like you had your air conditioning suit the other week, Boyd, which turns out to be a real thing.
Spaceman.
Yeah, it's actually a thing.
It's actually a real thing. It exists.
Yeah, see?
And I think you might have just copied it because the name.
I'm just late to the party with my ideas.
Anyway,
mate.
so I wanted to be practical with mine. So I liked Ben's idea of electrocuting drivers as they were driving, just little shocks. And then my next idea was, so I'm going to tell you all three ideas. So my next idea was, I know that confidence is a big thing in Formula One, right? And doubt eats away at you. So I had an idea that in their radio, in their ear, they hired people like us. So when someone was up the front, we could just talk to them and go, I reckon you're going to fuck the next corner up. Right? We could really neck them out. And go, do you remember when you fucked up Monaco? Yeah, I feel like you can do that again. And we get to neck them out. But then I realised there's a whole tech component to that. They've got to hire someone. So I'll come up with a simple idea that addresses the exact same thing. Now, on the visor, you have the things they pull off.
Yeah.
Now, imagine that your peripheral vision is removed the more up the leadership you are, right?
Yeah.
So when Max Verstappen races, he has to race basically looking through a little hole in his visor.
That feels really dangerous.
So he gets like this much, right? So he could hardly see anything, right? Latifi, he has a clear polarized lens. They're like, mate, you can see everything. Verstappen can't see anything. He's literally looking through the size of a penny. And then as they get down, as they go in the pits, if they're behind, they rip off a couple, and then it clears the vision. And it's based on, you can pit to get more vision. That was my idea. And it's simple. It's so easily implemented.
By just scratching the top layers of the...
No, you just peel it off. Like, so if you're in P1, you start off with the little hole for a penny. If you drop down into fourth and then you pit, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 off, more vision. Latifi never changes his. If he goes up, they have to put it on him. But he's not going to, so they have to worry about it.
Come in, we've got to put on some gaffer tape over your thing.
He's got 4K vision in the back. He's got a heightened vision.
Okay.
That's my idea.
Whose phone just went off?
Mine did, so I'm so sorry.
On, not aeroplane mode, pod mode.
It was on pod mode, but...
Okay, Boyd, so you're up.
Mine's just ridiculous, to be honest. It's not even that bad. Well, so basically, it's just it's a bit like you said about locking up. Actually, so basically, 8 gears gearbox, eight. Can't speak. Speedbox, gearbox is eight gears.
Okay.
Fucking hell.
Boyd's like a kid trying to tell a story. He's like, slow yourself down. Think about where it's going to go, and then think about your words. Go.
So throughout the race, right, there's 2 occasions in the race where all of the drivers, it's unexpected any time, right, that their gearbox gets disabled and they can only go up to 6 gears, top speed, top end, and it stays disabled for a full lap. But they don't know when that's coming. It can come at any time. And also, throughout the race, at least twice, there's an extra little lane where you have to go down and take a jump. So like, have you ever seen horse racing?
I think your idea was shit, and you could see our expression.
No,
so you just added a
jump. No. So this was part of it, right? No, swear mine, right? So this was part of it, right? Because the reason.
And then they have to do a jump.
No.
More danger.
Can I finish the story, right? So
I don't think you can jump in a Formula One car,
mate. They can't go over a speed bump without having to retire the race.
So this is the whole point. Like, it's got to be so smooth. It's got to be so smooth that it goes up and lands, like, without damaging the car. But anyway, have you seen horse racing when they jump the hedge and there's like a bit of water on the other side, but they have to sort of clear it? Basically, the jump is that with a little bit of water. So you've got to make sure you clear it and land it. But obviously, in that time, you could just so happen to get very unfortunate. You get your disabled gearbox as you're about to take your jump, and then you end up in the pond. And then you're fucked, basically.
Mate, I think the exploding Formula One car, because it's slammed onto concrete, is the biggest worry.
No, because if you get a smooth jump, Brad, you are rolling. The incline. It's like, have you seen the film Road Trip, right? If you hit that thing at 60, the trajectory will just carry you over perfectly, and then that's it. But imagine Sonoda's coming up.
Would they have to practice this in like FP1? They go, you got to go do your jumps now. Go and get some jumps.
It's just in the race.
So they can't even practice it. They've just got to trust that they've got it right.
They have to pit stop once at least once. They've got to take the jump lane at least once in the race.
That's that's rally. There's rallycross. That's special stage at rallies.
Yeah,
that is actually what they do.
But within obviously the race, they're racing as normal. They could get their disabled gearbox only down to 6 speed only. And
again, it's Mario Kart. Is what we've invented.
Yeah.
So
it was always going to end up that way, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, sort of. We should have just said about banana skins or a mushroom or something.
We were talking a couple of episodes ago about the person who bought the Formula One car and just shoved it in a bush, right? So another person that I know and Ben's met, and you've met him actually. We went on holiday once with him, and he was the fucking worst. I won't say his name. Do you remember we went to and he was trying to throw the sofa out the window?
Oh God, yeah.
Right, you know him. He bought an Audi R8, and then he bought an Audi R8. It got delivered to his house in the afternoon, and then he was trying to get air with it off speed bumps down by his house, and then he fucked the car up. Woke up the next day, and the car was just complete write-off. He got home and was literally driving down the road trying to just hit the speed bump as fast he could, so he could go flying in the air in his car.
No,
wrote off. Yeah.
Are you talking about Nicholas Latifi?
Mate, Latifi can't even do that, mate. He can't even get air. They might as well just say to him, go out there and just wreck the car and then come back in.
And we've reached the end of the podcast as we have 25 seconds left of the hour. I'd just like to thank everyone for coming, joining the show. 5-star reviews. Make sure you do it. If you don't,
someone's done a 4-star review on Apple.
Yeah,
and we're going to find out who you are because you didn't even write something to explain what you didn't like about it so we could improve. There was like we've
no
not learned
constructive
anything
criticism at all.
If you'd said I didn't like they did this, I would give them a 5-star if they had done this bit. Instead, you've given us a 4-star review with no way of knowing how to improve that. So if you're still listening to the podcast, please write a review and let us know how we can improve to improve your score for us. Thank you.
And we are in Italy next week, Monza, the track built for speed, 53 laps of pure power on the F1 cars. Don't miss it, guys. Tune in, sit back, get your coffee, get your tea, and it's going to be a belter.
Is that what you drink? Do you drink tea and coffee when you watch Formula One?
I had tea today, yeah.
I drink rich energy drink.
We can cut this tea bit out at the end now, though.
No, we're leaving it in because you drink tea.
Well, no, that was a nice ending then.
It was a nice ending, but then you mentioned that you drink tea and coffee.
I try and end it. So
I actually ate my roast dinner while I watched the Formula One today. So
Wow.
yeah, it was
Oh, mate,
nice.
I thought that was a good. I thought we could. You need to cut it when I say like.
No,
don't miss it.
we're going to still keep going now.
It's gonna be shit, isn't it?
Thank you for listening.
Ta-da!